Atma Namaste and welcome to another video with the life architect Avrril Quadros. That's me. So today I'm talking about something that affects all of us as human beings. And what's that? It's one of the three pillars of our life: health, wealth, and relationships. The third one is relationships. So we're diving very deep into a topic that I'd like to call relationship architecture. And I'm really going to teach you, as though you're an actual architect, how to architect your relationships. But before that, if you're new here, give me 20 seconds to tell you who I am and what this channel is all about so that you can make a conscious decision to be here and to subscribe. Now, every week on the Life Architect channel, I put out a new video every Sunday, the Sunday Success Sessions, or every Monday, Magical Mondays, that talks about life in every facet: health, wealth, and relationships. Now, I'm the Life Architect, that's my brand. And on this channel, I talk about the different protocols that I use with my private therapy clients and in my workshops. And those protocols are NLP, ICF style coaching, mindfulness, meditation, emotional intelligence, Kundalini yoga, and past life regression. Now, with these important tools, I help my clients navigate different hurdles, challenges, and get the outcomes that they're looking for in terms of their goals, wishes, and desires. I also use positive psychology. I hold a diploma in positive psychology. So we learn to really calm ourselves, apply our minds, feel our emotions, and move towards our goals. So if any of this interests you, then please click the subscribe button and please turn on notifications so you never miss another video. Now, on my channel here, we talk about thriving, not surviving. So are you ready to rewrite a new narrative for your life and be the architect of your own life? If you answered yes, then you're in the right place. So grab a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage. That's my favorite beverage, so I always talk about coffee. And let's dive in, building a life that you love, one brick at a time. Okay, so let's talk about relationship architecture. Now, what is relationship architecture? It's basically building and sustaining relationships consciously. You see, our relationships are not just happenstances. They don't just happen. We aren't just born into, of course, we are born into a family, but we don't just automatically maintain those relationships. A relationship is like an intricate structure that we build over time. And like any good architect, you need a plan, you need a vision, blueprint, you need the right tool. So let's get started. Let's start with understanding what is a relationship. A relationship is how two people relate to each other. How do we act amongst each other? Between you and me, if I was in a relationship with somebody, how am I towards that person? How do I speak? How do I feel? How do I think? How do I act? And how do I accept all this from the other person? And when we have challenges, what happens? When we are in sync, what happens? So it's like a living thing that's growing, breathing, moving, dancing according to both those people. So we have to really understand where we are on this spectrum in any of the relationships in our lives, be it our personal or be it our professional lives. Okay? Because we have relationships with everybody in our lives. So what is a relationship? I've just explained that to you. Now, what is relationship architecture? Have you thought about that? Okay, let me explain. Have you ever thought about how some relationships are so well constructed and they happen so effortlessly? They withstand the storms of life, they withstand challenges, sometimes they even become stronger amidst challenges. That's because the two people who are in this relationship, consciously or not, are skilled in maintaining the relationship. They are skilled architects. Relationship architecture is all about intentionally designing and maintaining your relationships. Like I said, it doesn't matter in what field you are. It doesn't matter whether they are platonic, whether they are romantic, or whether they are professional, or whether they are society relationships. We have relationships even with people who work with us, for us, under us, above us. We have even relationships with people in, like the milkman, the paper boy, the boy who washes your car, your driver, your maid. You can name it, right? We even have virtual relationships with people when we're talking to them online, virtual assistants. These are all relationships. It doesn't matter in what form they come. Okay? The second thing I want you to understand is every relationship has a blueprint. Like every architect for a construction project, you need a blueprint. This involves understanding what are your needs, what are your partner's needs, what are the shared goals of this relationship. A blueprint also includes values, trust, authenticity, open-mindedness, open communication, sharing experiences, honesty. Once you define these cornerstones of your relationship, that's your blueprint. And that's going to really be handy as you move through this relationship, as you move along life with this person in this particular relationship. You can apply this to any relationship. A blueprint of a relationship is basically setting the stage, setting the foundation. Before you even put a foundation, at a construction site, you need a blueprint on paper. So this is exactly that. It's a blueprint of both those people's expectations in that relationship. I'm only talking about one-to-one relationships here. It could also apply to a group. The third segment is foundation. Like I said, right? Every good relationship has a foundation. Now, this is the core emotional and psychological strengths which both people bring to a relationship. Both people need to be mentally, emotionally ready and strong to contribute to making this relationship a success. Now, what can help you here? Self-awareness and empathy are the key things, the key ingredients here. When you have self-awareness about yourself, when you have empathy with the other person, then it's a match made in heaven, so to speak, as the saying goes. Why? Because when you're aware of yourself, you know what you're doing. You know how you say things. If you listen, if you don't listen, you can course correct. You can know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. And when you have empathy, when the other person makes a mistake, when the other person feels misunderstood, when the other person does something wrong, you can empathize with them. Not just sympathize, but you can empathize with them. You can be there for them without any blame, shame, guilt, or judgment. And that's so important in a relationship these days, especially since people don't have time, and most people, it's all about me, myself, right? The fourth thing is building blocks. What do you think building blocks are? So we have a blueprint, we have a foundation. Now it's time to choose. What are you building with? Are you building with stone? Are you building with wood? Now, what are the building blocks for a material? Your behaviors, your habits, your actions. These are the building blocks that will contribute to the relationship strength. Healthy communication. I spend so much time with couples teaching them how to communicate. What about spending time together? What about mutual respect? These are some examples of the building blocks. Because having these building blocks like respect for each other, spending time with each other, open communication, these are really important to sustaining a relationship, for long. You don't want to make and break relationships often in your life because that shows a certain lack of respect for yourself and respect for other people. Of course, if that person does something that like commit a crime or does something that's completely against your morals, your values, then by all means go ahead and break it. But I'm talking about having a simple fight and saying, oh, I don't think it's working out, or giving a marriage 1 year and saying, oh, I don't think. Have you explored, counseling? Have you explored therapy? Have you explored an open conversation? These are building blocks that you need to weather the storms of a relationship. Number 5 is ongoing maintenance. Every building needs maintenance. Even your car needs maintenance. All your appliances need maintenance. So no electrical appliance or building stands forever without maintenance. You need to get the painting done, the plumbing done, right? The same goes for relationships. Regular emotional check-ins, conflict resolution strategies, making space for individual growth. These are very important because sometimes it's really important to be aware and take action before minor cracks become gaping holes. Now, for example, a lot of people say, I feel stifled in my relationship. She's not giving me space. He's not doing this. You have to be cognizant of the fact that these are two individuals who have come together in a beautiful relationship. But these two individuals are very different. They're not the same. One might need sun, the other might need rain. One might need dal chawal, the other might need a steak. You know what I'm saying? So if your individuality is getting stifled in a relationship and you're sacrificing your authenticity or your individuality for the sake of your partner, or vice versa, then that's not going to work in the long run, because you're going to be unhappy and you're going to feel like that person is not fair to you. And the other person is going to feel that you are not fair to them. So it's very important to maintain your individuality while coming together beautifully to complement, not complete the other person, to complement. Number 6 is renovations. Renovations have to be done, right? As life evolves, your relationship will need to adapt. Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new city, maybe it's a new career, maybe there's a new addition to a family, a new family member. These are called renovations. These are your renovations. So be prepared to revisit and revise your blueprint as needed. Remember the first thing, the blueprint? Take out that blueprint and say, now, how do I renovate my relationship based on my blueprint? Both of you should have a blueprint. Both people in a relationship should have a blueprint. Take it out, evaluate each separately, and then bring it together and evaluate it together in a spirit of love, understanding, non-judgment, and no blame, and neither to self nor to the other person. It's like an assessment, like how you have in your companies, you have an assessment. In your business, you assess where the business is going and how it is growing. This is also when you do renovations, it's a time to chip away, to break down, to plaster up whatever is not working, and to build a stronger, to, reapply that coat of paint. Once you scrape it down, reapply, renovate really well. Now, final thoughts are, what are my final thoughts on this? By consciously by consciously architecting your relationships, you're setting yourself up for a relationship where the structure is not only strong, but deeply fulfilling. So what do you think about this concept of a relationship architecture? Please drop a comment in the section below and help other people, and share your strategies for your well-being, for a stellar relationship architect that you are. Because when you help people, when you drop a comment, it makes me understand what's working with my videos, whether I can do something different, whether I can address a deeper topic within the scheme of within the concept of relationships. Also, it helps other people if you tell us how you handle your relationships, because any kind of comment by you about your strategy could help another person. So think about dropping a comment. Also, if you enjoy this video, please click the like button, please click the subscribe button, and please share this video with at least 3 people. I always like, to pay this forward because it's a free resource and it can help people. Now, if you want to talk to me about your relationship as a couple, or if you want to come as an individual, please feel free to use the Calendly link below and book a Calendly call with me, because then we can really dive deep into what is the crux of your relationship and how it's impacting you either positively or negatively, and how we can move you forward to having that fulfilling relationship, or even help you to get out of an unfulfilling or out of an unthriving relationship. Okay. The other thing is that I'm going to be launching a 3-month one-to-one mentoring course online, or even in person if you're in Bangalore, but mostly online. And this is basically talking about and helping people through the various protocols that I practice: past life regression, NLP, somatic therapy, coaching, mindfulness, Kundalini yoga, chakra cleansing. Through all these protocols, I'm going to help people navigate fear. Because the number one thing that stops people from living their full life, from having unfulfilling relationships, from not living their full potential, is fear. And most of the fear is something that starts in childhood or through a traumatic early adulthood incident or a teenage incident. So I want to really talk about the Freedom Flourish formula. That's my formula, the Freedom Flourish formula, where I take you from where you are currently with your fears, your insecurities, your lack of self-esteem, and whatever else it is, and move you with my different protocols customized especially for you to freedom. Freedom to live life consciously as the creator of your own life. Doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter what gender you are, but you deserve to live your best life. And that's what I show you in just 3 months, in just 90 days. You can use the same link, the same Calendly link. You can use that same link to book a 30-minute free session with me where I will explain exactly what I'm going to be doing in these 3 months with you. And don't worry, it's something that you're really, really, really going to enjoy. Till I meet again, take care. Atma Namaste.